y'all. I did all of that. Like, hyped this video, got so excited, asked for permission, everything. What do? I leave my camera in the kitchen. So, I guess this video is going to be on my iPhone. I hope the quality isn't, like, terrible. It's an iPhone 7 Plus. So, I think that's okay. But yeah, my hair is just in a bun, looking ratchet as heck. It's all good. But it is 2:55, so I need to go in. I have a 3 o'clock appointment, so I will see you guys inside.
I'm so ice cold, good humor. They say I'm out of my mind, standing on the outside, but it's cooler, it's fresher. I like it here.
Hi everybody, I am here at Radically Curly with Miss Danielle.
Hi.
She is the owner of this beautiful salon, and I originally came to her because, again, like I told you, I was doing my research. I found her on YouTube with Sayria Jade, and she is a master. So I'm going to just talk to her about what I want to do with my hair and how to get it so that it's not as very little damage as possible, right, obviously, and getting it to the color that I want.
We're gonna have our consultation. I'm gonna take a seat and ask you a few questions. Probably a lot of questions.
Go for it.
Like, I always ask like 1,000 questions, it seems like, and some of my clients are like, oh, just do me the way you see, use your vision. And
right.
There's just so many factors that are involved because we're coloring your hair. I do want to know, first off, have you ever had any adverse reactions to hair color?
No.
Okay, and when was the last color treatment?
December 2017.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about the color experience you had.
So with this one, I was already like brownish blonde, and I told her that I wanted to go back to my natural because I wanted to basically start over for my natural journey so that it was like, I don't know, healthier. She literally just, I think she just put like, she said there was a temporary dye and it was black.
And do you know any information about the hair color line, the product that she used, or any of that info? And that's not that important, but I just like to know if that was revealed to you. Like, was it a particular salon, like a Redken salon or an Aveda salon, or?
All I know is she was a Diva Curl specialist.
Okay.
And I'm trying to remember if they had like specific lines. I can't remember what it was, but she just went to the back and just mixed it up
and put it on your head. Do you remember if it was liquidy or creamy?
I believe it was creamy.
Okay. And it wasn't all over from scalp to ends. And then the final result, did you like it?
It was really dark, and then I think after a couple weeks it lightened up a little bit just because of after you wash and condition and stuff. But yeah, I went back to my natural.
Okay, so it was back to your natural, and you were happy with it after a couple weeks. Okay, tell me a little bit about what happened in 2016 with the light color.
Let me try to remember. I went to, obviously, the same girl, Samantha. I think it was just highlights. It was like gradual highlights.
Highlights, okay. And those are the highlights that we see on you on the channel. Okay. And you were happy with those. And when you got the highlights done, do you recall if it was a long process, or was it
It was no more than 2 hours.
Okay. Possibly maybe lightened your hair and then put a final shade on after she lightened it. Okay. How long after that time period in 2016 did you notice that your hair started to change in color and in texture? Do you recall the color changing, the blonde changing tones?
I don't think it ever changed.
Okay.
The only thing that changed was the texture of my hair, and that was just me trying to gain knowledge on like, because I never really did hair masks. To condition it. But the only other thing, like the initial highlight, it was fine. Actually, that initial highlight was with my mom's stylist, and that was fine. And then when I went to the little bit more blonde, it was a different one, my Samantha.
Okay.
When we went lighter, it was just a little bit more dry every single time.
Okay.
So that's what I just needed to, condition.
Okay. All right. So when you say each time, so you got it highlighted a couple times after that initial with your mom's stylist, then you saw Samantha, then you got it highlight it again.
I think actually it was only twice.
2 times.
Yes. Okay. Twice, and then I went dark again.
And then you went dark. Okay, so that gives me a lot of information. So you did some hydrating masks after that, and have been just really taking care of your hair ever since. And
as much as I can in this Vegas heat.
Yes, yes. Okay. And are you happy with your color now?
I am, but I get bored.
Okay. So that's why you're here.
Yes. And then it's summertime, so I'm like, might as well just go lighter.
Okay.
Like yours.
Yes. Is our goal to go as light as me?
I think so.
Okay.
Like the picture that I showed you, I like that color, but even if it was like a little bit lighter than that.
Okay.
So yeah, close to yours.
Okay, so this is the photo?
Okay. So that's the lightest I've been.
Let's talk a little bit more about your hair and what's going on with your hair. You know about hair growth rate, how fast it grows. How many haircuts have you had since 2017?
Just one with you.
Just one with me. And then in 16?
I think it's just one.
Just one.
I think I do once every 6 months.
And you've stayed long this whole time. Okay. So just as a general rule of thumb, or with color theory, the reason why I ask all those questions is because there is color still living in your hair, and there's still highlight in your hair.
Oh.
So that's why I ask, and that's why I go back a year or 2.
Years.
Yeah, so it's probably more from like here down, and you can really tell just by rubbing your hand over the top. It's all silky, and then you start to feel the hair that has been chemically conditioned or with highlight or toner or whatnot. And then plus this hair is older hair, so if you don't really cut a lot of hair off, this is aged hair anyway. So this hair, there's a lot of factors involved. We've got the environmental, because we live in Vegas. We've got the chemical challenges because of the color. And then we have mechanical, and I don't like to use the word damage all the time, but mechanical stress, such as detangling, switching products, finding the right product can cause stress on the hair.
Or straightening it.
Or straightening it. I saw that you...
I did. It was getting hot, and I was telling them when it gets hot, I'm like, okay, I gotta do something.
So then there's that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So that leaves me with a caution flag. And I always like to know as much information as possible and keep that in mind when I'm analyzing your hair and when you want to color and go this light. This hair down here, it really needs a lot more hydration. What I'm gonna do is a test strand today first. I'm gonna test in 2 areas, maybe 3 or 4, but I'm gonna drop in a foil here, one in the middle, and then maybe another like on top. And the test strand, basically by going lighter on the test strand, it's gonna show me how your hair lightens. It's gonna tell me a story. It'll reveal to me what's going on with your hair strand. So let's do that first, and then we'll come back and we'll decide where we're gonna go from there. Then we can decide how light we're gonna get today, because I wanna have realistic expectations with you. So our goal is to be lighter. But our number 1 goal is really healthy, lighter hair. So in order to have healthy lighter hair, we have to address all of this first. Typically, I wouldn't want to highlight this hair right away until it's hydrated first. It needs a lot more hydration, but I think your hair can handle it, so that's what the test strand is for, so that I can see if it can handle it. In terms of everything else, we really just have to wait and see what the test strand reveals, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Your natural hair color lives here, and you're wanting to go here or in this area. So that's all those levels of lift that we have to get to. And underneath all of those levels of lift, if you're here and we're trying to go here, underneath your natural remaining pigment is first red-orange, then orange-yellow, then yellow. So in order to get you to a pretty blonde, we have to work with or tone out the natural remaining pigment. So that's the color that makes up your hair color. Yeah. So now we have our test strands in, and we're just gonna wait about 20 minutes and see how these hairs lift. I'm gonna check every few minutes, and then we'll just be back and let you guys see the results.
Yes.
5 minutes later.
Okay guys, it's been 5 minutes and this is how much her hair has lightened. It's doing really well at the root. As you can see, we've already lightened a few shades and we are really almost in the red-orange phase here because you're naturally so light. So the natural remaining pigment here is doing really well. But then if we go down just mid-strand, you see it hasn't budged much. And it's only maybe shifted maybe a half of a level. One is black hair color. We've only lifted to a 2. Whereas up here, we're all the way to like a 5-6, which is really good. This is where we want to be. But because this is the aged hair, this hair, it's telling me that it can't handle the process. Not without a little bit extra push. So I'm gonna close the foil and I'm gonna boost up the lightener in the foil and see if I can't kick it up a notch.
You guys, I've never had anybody do this to my hair and like actually take the time to listen to what it's saying.
So I'm just gonna bump up my developer. Don't try this at home, YouTube.
There's gonna be a little disclaimer right here.
Yes.
Do not try this at home.
Taking the developer without any bleach in it, and I'm just gonna put it right on top of the foil on those ends. And if it does lift within the next 5 minutes, then I'll know that I can go with a lower volume developer at the root and a higher volume developer at the ends. Activates the bleach to get it to lift, but the actual lifting comes from the powder, the bleach. After we pull this product off of here, I'm gonna do another test strand by pulling your hair to see if it breaks.
Gotcha.
And if it does, then we know that you can't go light without cutting that first, cutting all that off first. Now usually in the crown area, this is where we vibrate higher, so it's gonna be warmer here. So this probably did lighten all the way through. Oh, no, it did the same thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'll turn so you can see, guys, that it's lighter here and it's still very dark here. She's not a good candidate for going as blonde as me yet, but we have about 3 inches or 4 inches of hair that wants to cooperate. So I'm gonna take that developer that I bumped up and put it right on top of here and see if we can't. Then
my hair's not cooperating.
That's okay. I'm glad that we know.
Yeah.
But it's only been 5 minutes. So let's give it another 5 minutes and just see what will happen. So we'll let that sit. We'll be back.
We'll be back again.
5 minutes later.
Oh, that top is looking really good, but
the sad bottom.
Wah, wah. We didn't get much lift at all right here. Your virgin non-color treated hair is responding really well. The hair closest to the scalp always tends to go lighter because of your body heat. It just starts to get darker, darker, dark. This really is still stuck at where it was at the last lift. So,
well,
what we're going to do is we are going to plan for another hair appointment. So we're just gonna do a little curly cut today just to clean up her ends. But then going forward at our next session, I think we discussed we're gonna cut about 3 inches off. We're gonna bring it up to the shoulders. In the meantime, until I see you again in August, I want you to use this hydrating mask. And the best way to use this is to shampoo your hair, condition with your comb out conditioner, detangle, and then rinse for a good 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Really, really hydrate and rinse. Use water to hydrate your hair. Rinse, rinse, rinse for a long time. It's really important because it's like watering a flower. So when we feel like we've rinsed our hair enough, we really haven't. And especially out here in the desert, I've noticed a lot of people that use a lot of co-washing type products or conditioning cleansers. There's a lot of buildup on the hair and the scalp. And that's because we're relying on the conditioners to hydrate the hair, when really we just need water. It's weight in gold, that information I just gave you.
Yes it is.
Yeah, so just rinse your hair. a lot. Then you're gonna apply your mask that I'm sending you home with today. I want you to use it up until I see you. You're gonna apply your mask and then look into the camera. You're only gonna apply it because we've already did our comb out conditioner. You're only gonna apply it from here down. But before you apply it, I want you to do it on towel dried hair because I really want that mask to get in the hair. When you're applying it, I want you to pancake it on your hair because the idea is you want to smooth the hair and push that product into the hair. And when you get to the ends, just kind of squeeze it up in there and then just twirl it up, put a pin in it, and then you can put a hot towel or a plastic cap or sit under a hooded dryer for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, rinse it out. And then when you rinse for a good amount of time. Another trick for you YouTubers out there, especially if you have long hair, but even if you have shorter hair, I'll tell you what to do for shorter hair. But for longer hair, just get yourself a bowl and fill it up with water. Flip your head upside down and just soak your hair in the water, especially those ends. You're hydrating the ends to get water to absorb in the ends. So that'll be really good for your hair, especially because I can tell it's just combination. It looks like it has low porosity and then high porosity. So we're just trying to balance that out. And then for our girls that have shorter hair, you know, just if you have a bathtub, fill it up with water and just dunk your head in the water and just kind of let it soak in there for a little bit. When I tell you that that works magic, it really does. But that's after you've shampooed and deep conditioned, okay?
Take her advice.
Yes. So these are just like little, like, I don't know, tricks of the trade or tips that I've come up with. But we need to get this rinsed off your head or we're gonna have a whole other problem.
Let's get this off.
Okay, you guys, so I've shampooed out the color and this is our conditioner. So I'm just gonna detangle and just show you the highlight. You can see the radiance of color in through here where it's light, and then if you go follow me all the way back, it disappears because that didn't lighten. We are gonna wait until we get some more new growth. So we'll grow, get new growth, grow, get new growth. By the time she's ready and good and healthy, we'll be able to highlight her and get that pretty color that she loves.
Didn't budge at all.
Here's a tip for you guys. You know, if you have color treated hair, whether it's a deposit only or a temporary color, and you put it in your hair and you go see your hairstylist and you say, I haven't gotten any color, all I did, you know, this is my natural color. But if you don't tell them what you actually did, and then they're bleaching and bleaching and bleaching and trying to lighten all that color, then you're gonna get damage.
Exactly. It's better to know. Give your history.
Yes.
Give it all.
The history is important.
All the information. This is like a relationship, guys.
Yes, it is. Okay, guys, so we're just gonna cover up what we just test strand with her natural color, and I'm just gonna use a non-permanent color, just a deposit only color to keep her hair healthy and strong until we start the lightening process again.
Look at this.
Yes. So I already did this one back here, so now you could see how pretty she lightened already, but it's only from here to here, and then it just goes red or dark. But yeah, we're just gonna cover that up.
So guys, we're doing a process. You guys will see the full process on my channel. So I'm collabing with Danielle.
Yes.
We're gonna get my hair back to healthy.
Get some education out there.
Education. Everybody needs to know about this, especially the curly girls.
Yes.
We gotta treat our hair the right way.
Because we can get color, and that's the thing, is that a lot of curly girls are afraid to color their hair, as we should be, because it's already such a delicate fabric. So then, you know, you take it through this and then you keep beating it up, trying to get it bleached out.
Then you're gonna end up like this.
You're gonna end up with a big chop.
Exactly. We want to avoid that.
And this is one of my quotes that I say in the salon: bleach doesn't damage hair, it's the person using the bleach that does the damage.
Yep.
And that's just from a lack of education or cutting corners. So you really want to be mindful of who's actually doing your hair, and that you have a thorough consultation.
Make sure they ask you all the questions.
Yes.
If they don't, just get out the chair.
Yeah, just run.
Run away.
Bye, pretty highlight.
Right, I know, it's so pretty.
You see that pretty baby light, you guys?
It would have been so easy to do it.
So easy.
But we're not doing it the easy way, right? We're doing it.
No cutting corners. Because it's not worth it in the end.
Yep, and it's going to be a beautiful process,
Yes.
guys. You'll see.